Today we're going to talk about theme versus topic. We're going to actually take a look at the difference between a theme and a topic so that every time we talk about theme going forward, it won't be confusing and it'll make a lot of sense. And you're going to be able to use these terms with so much confidence so that you're able to talk about what you're thinking and what you're reading. So we're going to go through this video together. You're actually going to get to watch several videos today. And this right here, this is actually what you're going to fill out, but don't worry, I'm going to walk you through it, okay? We'll actually fill it out together. So the purple boxes, of course, are where you can type in your responses, and you'll be able to record everything that you're thinking that way. Okay, so theme versus topic, here we go. So when we talk about theme, we're talking about the life lesson, okay? We're talking about the moral of the story. We're talking about what you learn from the experience. If you're reading a story, if you're watching a movie, then the theme is what the characters, like, it's what they walk away with. It's what they learn about life. It's what they learn about the experience that they've been through. The topic is more like, who are the characters? What are they doing? Like, what are they actually doing in the movie? What are they actually doing in the video or in the story? What are they doing day to day? Things like that. But the theme is that overall lesson that they learn, okay? So you're actually going to get a chance to watch a few little short videos of Aesop's fables. Some people say Aesop. I like to say Aesop. They're short. And so even though I know we've done, theme and topic quite a bit over the last few years in your English language arts classes, it's really good to kind of go back to the basics, make sure that there aren't any confusions, and just kind of make sure we're all on the same page going forward, okay? All right, so we're going to do that through some Aesop's fables. And then from here on out, every time we talk about theme, every time we talk about topic, we're all going to have kind of the same basic experience in watching these videos together so that we're all on the same page, so that we can all kind of have those same examples to at least get started with. All right, so we're actually going to start with the ant and the grasshopper. The ant and the grasshopper is a really famous fable. Basically, the ant works hard all year round, gathers up all the food and all the shelter it's going to need for winter, while the grasshopper plays and goofs around and does nothing. So that's the topic of the fable. The ant and the grasshopper talk about winter, right? The ant is preparing for winter, the grasshopper is not. So what I want you to do here is you can go over to YouTube, okay? Go over to YouTube, type in the ant and the grasshopper, and look how Aesop and Aesop fables came up. And I want you to choose any version that you want to here that walks you through the story, okay? Any one that you want, all right? You could pick the one at the top if you want to. Some of them are very, very juvenile, like they're definitely made for itty-bitty kids. Some of them are a little bit funnier. Some of them are made for older kids, for teenagers. Oh, that old Disney version, that's a really good one too. So go through here, pick one out that you want to watch, okay? And then meet me back over right here. So hit pause and do that now. Okay, if you hit pause, if you had a chance to watch The Ant and the Grasshopper, you can do it on your computer, on your phone, whatever you want. You'll know that the topic is truly about an ant and a grasshopper, and they're talking about winter, right? So your topic can just be just a sentence, okay? The theme of the fable is all about getting ready for the future, right? Preparing for tomorrow, getting ready for the future. You might have a different way of saying it, but basically it's about this right here. It's about prepping for the future. And so finally, in this last column, you're going to put your own example about how that theme relates to your real life. The topic does not relate to our real lives. Think of it that way. The topic does not relate to our real lives. I have never seen an ant and a grasshopper talking about winter in real life, right? That's just the topic of the story. But the theme, that message, that idea that we've got to think ahead, that we've got to be ready, that we've got to prepare, that is everywhere in our real lives. And so a real life lesson for me is, okay, like I need to practice soccer now so that I can play in high school and maybe even play in college someday. Okay, so that's the example here, all right? You are going to go back into YouTube and look up these little fables here. The cat and the mouse, the crow and the pitcher, the bald man and the fly, And then finally, the bear and the two travelers, okay? But I'm going to walk you through this, okay? So if you've got this, if you're ready to take this and run with it, then you can go ahead and hit pause. You can go right over to this form that you have, and you can go ahead and watch those videos and start filling this out, okay? If you're feeling a little bit lost, if you're thinking, I kind of get it, but kind of not, I'm not really sure, then stay here with me and we're going to actually go through this together, okay? So no worries. All right. Okay, so I already talked about the videos that we're going to use to talk about theme versus topic, okay? The cat and the mice. So there are a couple different things you can do here. You can go over to YouTube and type in the cat and the mice, just like I showed you with the ant and the grasshopper. If you're on a computer or on a laptop right now, if you have a different device near you, right? Maybe your little brother is not using the iPad anymore. Maybe you've got your phone nearby. Then you could actually hit pause, hit the pause button on the video, scan the QR code, scan this code with your phone or with your iPad, and you could actually watch the cat and the mice here. It doesn't matter which version of the story. So when you go to YouTube, I'll do it one more time, and I'm going to type in the cat and the mice, okay? When you go to YouTube, you're going to find so many different versions of the story, okay? And so you pick one that looks good to you. Don't spend too much time trying to find one, but you go ahead and pick one, okay? Obviously, I did not say watch Tom and Jerry, but if you're not really sure, then you can always type in fable, okay, to make sure you get the right ones. Like this one up top, this is really good right here. That's fine. You could do this one, you could do this one, it doesn't matter. All right, so that's basically what's happening right here. I want you to go and find the cat and the mice story. If you scan the QR code, I think it pretty much just takes you right back to this, where you have several options to choose from. Oh, look, there's one right there that says Aesop's Fables, okay? There's one right there too. So, and that's a really short one. These are short. So go ahead and do that. And when you're ready to move on, then you can unpause the video that we're here on together, okay? Okay, so let's say you just hit pause, you're back, you're ready to fill out this form. We're going to look at the topic, we're going to look at the theme, and talk about some real life examples, okay? So I'm going to pop back over here and show you some ways to think about this, all right? What do you think the moral of the story is, the life lesson, the theme of that cat and mouse story, okay? Think about the theme from the video. Your real life example should be something that happened to you that pretty much has the same theme as that of the video, okay? So let me give you an example. Now think about this part right here. Think about how the cat tries to trick the mice into coming out of the hole in the wall because he wants to eat them, right? He played dead, pretended like he was asleep, all that. So you've got to think, okay, for a real life example, has someone ever tried to trick you or deceive you? Maybe you were in a situation where you felt a little bit suspicious and you didn't give in. And then maybe you found out later on that you're really glad you didn't give in. That's kind of the same as the cat and the mouse story, right? Okay, here's my own real life example. I'm going to share an actual example that really did happen to me, and it's kind of like what the cat tried to do with the mice. Okay, so here's my example. For me, I was at home, it was during the summer. Someone came to my door selling the AT&T U-verse television, right? You could get all these channels, you can get all this stuff, all these bonuses, $400 in free gift cards if you signed up. It almost sounded too easy, a little bit too good to be true, and I did not sign up with them. I didn't really believe them. I wasn't really sure. And here's the thing, actually, we stream everything anyway. We didn't have cable, got rid of it. Just wasn't interested, but it kind of sounded too good to be true. Like, you're basically going to give me $400 in gift cards right now, and I'm going to get all these channels, and all I need to do is fill out a bunch of information. I don't think so. And so later on, this really did happen. One of our neighbors emailed a bunch of us and said, hey, if you see anybody going around the neighborhood saying that they work for AT&T, okay, they don't. Don't believe them. Don't give them any information. If you filled anything out, if you gave them any information, like credit card information or anything like that, she said, we're working on this. Even our local police department is working on this. These are scammers. Don't believe it. So did somebody try to trick me or deceive me at one point in my life? Yeah, that's an example of it. Okay, that's the kind of thing that I could explain right here. I could explain my situation right here. And it's going to fit in with the theme, which is going to have something to do with being tricked or being deceived or not believing everything that you see, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and move on a little bit here. You see how that's the same type of thing as a cat and a mouse. My story actually has nothing to do with a cat or a mouse, right? And yours probably doesn't either. But it's very similar because somebody was trying to trick me. Someone tried to make a situation seem too good to be true. I didn't fall for it. And that's my real life example, okay? So you'd want to do the same thing. You'd want to think about a time that someone tried to trick you, or maybe it was somebody you know, okay? Maybe it wasn't you, maybe it was someone you know, but that's the kind of example that you could put over here in that far right-hand column, okay? Okay, now you're going to do the same thing for the crow in the picture. You can hit pause. You can either scan this QR code with your phone. Now, if you're watching this video from your phone and you're like, but I'm already on my phone, I can't scan anything because I'm already on my phone, that's fine. Hop over to your YouTube app and you can just type in the crow in the picture and watch it that way, okay? So hit pause, watch that, and I'll meet you back right here when you're done. Okay, so I'm assuming you had a chance to watch the crow in the picture. So what did you think? What would you say is the life lesson of the story, the theme, what the character learned about life, right, from that story? So here's the deal. Think about this. The crow didn't give up, right? He kept trying. He thought of a creative way to get what he wanted. And so you want to think about a time that you had to be creative about solving a problem, right? And you can kind of see the theme here, right? He didn't give up. He kept trying. He got really creative about a way to solve the problem, right? So finally, this is the last one that you'll do. It's called The Bald Man and the Fly. Again, you can scan the QR code. If you're not in a place where you can scan it, then go ahead, go over to YouTube, type in The Bald Man and the Fly. You'll have a bunch of options that come up and watch that video, okay? And then you'll come over here and you'll finish filling this out, right? You put the topic here. The Bald Man and the Fly are doing what? What are they doing in the story? That's the topic. What is the main message? What's the main theme? The big theme about the life lesson, the lesson about life, right? That goes here. And finally, what's your personal example based on that theme? Okay, the very last one. In fact, we could talk about this a little bit, okay? I forgot this was in here. So the Bald Man and the Fly, so think about it this way. You had a chance to watch that video. The fly bit the man on purpose, right? The fly bit the man on purpose. The man had tried to hit the fly, but the man didn't hit the fly on purpose. Like, the man didn't decide, oh, I hate flies, I'm going to go find one to hit. He actually felt pain, and he just was trying to stop the pain, right? There's a difference. Think about this right here. There's a difference between doing something wrong on accident and doing something wrong just to be mean. Did the fly bite him to be mean? Did the fly bite him when he shouldn't have? Versus, did the man hit the fly to be mean? Did the man hit the fly to be cruel? No, the man hit the fly because he felt a pinch. He felt, an ouch, right? So can you think of a real life example where someone did something to be mean versus someone did something on accident? Okay. This is the last one. Okay, the bear and the two travelers. So same thing, either scan the code if you can, or hop over to YouTube and type in the bear and the two travelers fable, and you'll find the story there. And then that's where you can go ahead and come down finally to the very last one, fill out the topic, fill out the life lesson, and then fill out an example of your own experience or something that reminds you of the experience from the fable. Okay. So with that last one, what do you think? So if you hit pause and you went over to YouTube, right? You went over to YouTube, you watched one of the fables, what would you say is the life lesson of the story? How would you put that into your own words? How would you explain that to where you could fill out this final middle box? Okay, so think about it this way. The man's friend abandoned him during the bear attack, left him all alone. So you might think, well, a true friend should have stuck by his side and helped him. He should have tried to do something, anything to help his friend rather than run off and leave him alone, right? So this is what you can do here. Think about a time that you realize you actually had a true friend. Maybe you found yourself in a tricky situation and you had a friend who was right there with you, would not leave you, would not abandon you, stuck up for you, tried to help you, right? Or maybe there was a time that you realized you had a so-called friend who wasn't really a friend, okay? Either way, you could go ahead and jot that down over here in the far right-hand column, because this is the one where you write about your real life experience. Okay. Now, for any of the stories, okay, if you don't have a real life example for one of the stories, it's okay to think about something that maybe happened to a friend, to someone you know. It could be an example from something you just read in a book or you just saw in the movie. It's fine. But the point is that, you know, this far right-hand column, this is where you put down a real life example. So you do have permission if you want to in this far right-hand column. If you can't think of a personal situation, maybe you can think of something you read about in a book, you read about it in a short story, you saw it in a movie. That's okay to put over here too. Okay, just to make it a little bit easier so you can get your ideas out on paper. Well, digital paper, I guess. Okay, that's it for right now. Thank you so much for being here with me, and we'll talk next time.